for me, it's mostly experience based. There are little things, going through a season that aren't necessarily physical that I need to keep working on, and those are things that I was able to reflect on. Just picking up, little skills here and there, just managing the season, and obviously going through film and looking at the physical aspect of the game as well, and picking up some things that I could change there too. So obviously a lot of back and forth with goaltending coach Ian Clark, and was able to get up here pretty early to get on the ice with him and make sure that my game is where I want it to be.
You talked about learning a lot on the fly in the second half, because as the games mounted, you were tested. You set a lot of career records last year. Is there a number in your mind? I mean, the organization has talked about, well, maybe we can get Thatcher to play 60. We've got to make sure he's ready for the tough grinds. Do you have a number in your mind in terms of games, or just depend on the
No. Yeah, I think once the season starts, you can have a number in your head, and obviously that's not my job to decide, but the season kind of takes on a life of its own, and you just kind of roll with it at that point. So I'll be ready for whatever they need me to do.
Thatcher, you've always told us you've always worked on something during the summertime. I'm wondering how your injury may have affected your schedule. Was the injury more serious than you initially thought it was?
Yes and no. I mean, I knew something was going on. It definitely took me a little bit of time to get back to being 100% healthy, and luckily it wasn't too severe where I was worried about coming in for camp or anything like that. So I think it actually forced me to take maybe a little bit more time off to rest up. Sometimes I want to get back in the gym and on the ice, get hungry during the off season, but definitely got a good amount of rest this season, rehabbing and things like that. So all good now.
You talked a lot about how you matured into this role as being a starting goaltender for this hockey team. I think we're also having a conversation of you being an elite goaltender for this league now. You embrace that, and you see yourself in that light.
Yeah, I think last year was for me. I wanted to just become a starting goalie full time, and I was able to do that. And for me, the expectation now is to be a top goalie in the league. Being a starter isn't good enough anymore. It's about taking that next step and continuing to prove myself to my teammates and to the league as well. So excited to take that next step this year as well.
How long did it take you to feel 100% back? How long
Not too long.
Like, it's such a good season last year. Canucks are coming back with the same defense core. Are you excited about that, knowing the defensemen that are going to be playing in front of you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm really close with the D-Corps. It's something I've kind of taken pride in my whole career, even going back to Utica. It's a situation where you get a little bit closer with those guys that are, laying their bodies on the line, blocking shots, and obviously we love the guys that score goals too. But I have a ton of confidence in our D-Corps. I'm excited to kind of pick up where we left off second half of the year last year and keep moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it. Obviously, the guys that we added, and obviously re-signing Millsy was a huge step in making our forward group, an elite group. Obviously, he's the driver of our group, and he's a heck of a hockey player. And to have him back is obviously it's going to benefit our team for the better. And obviously adding Mikheyev, his speed is, having that in our lineup is definitely going to be huge for us as well. And Kuzmenko, obviously haven't seen too much of him, but heard lots of good things, and he looks great in our skates. So, and adding Lazar, I play with Laser pretty much all growing up against him, and he was a pain in the butt to play against. So he does a lot of good little things right, really good in his own end, and plays that 200-foot game that we need. So again, just excited about our depth this year.
Speaking about Lazar, it seems like a guy that could be relied on face-offs as well. How nice would that be for you to get a little bit of help in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, any help on the right side for sure. I mean, we got a lot of left-handed centermen, so to have a righty back there, obviously losing Sutty last year, that hurt. So to have him taking the right side draws is going to be big for us. I mean, he's coming from Boston. He's learning from one of the best to ever do it. So he's had a lot of good things to say, and he looks good at camp, in the skates as well so far.
So you mentioned Kuzmenko, such a wild card coming coming in, but with pedigree from the KHL. Have you had much interaction with him? I mean, I think we've seen he's got a big smile on his face. Like he looks like he's excited to be here to get this chapter going.
Yeah, he does, and he just seems like a happy-go-lucky guy. I think he's just happy to be here. He's always got a smile on his face. He puts in the work. He looks really good in the skates. He works hard. So, I mean, yeah, really looking forward to see what he can do. I mean, obviously, you see what he can do in the scrimmages that we've had, and the little skates. He's got a lot of really high-end skill. Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see how it translates from the KHL. But I mean, the KHL is a good hockey league, and guys have transferred here really well in the past, and hopefully, he can do the same.
Well, in a special teams league, you guys in the second half ended up with you're in the top 10 on the PP and the PK. What did it mean for you to get involved in that regard? You and Petey seem to have incredible chemistry, and I know your best PK guy is your goalie. But what you guys were able to do in front of him, how effective was it? How effective do you think it can be if you guys take that forward?
Yeah, I loved killing with Petey. I mean, I love penalty killing in the first place. I've grown up doing it. I did it a ton in junior in the beginning of my career. So, I mean, and I don't know how much Petey's done in the past, but he did a great job last year, and I loved penalty killing with him, where he was easy to read off of. He makes smart reads. Obviously his speed and his mind is going to be, the benefit for him. Just being able to, make plays and make reads and stuff like that. So he was a treat to penalty kill with, and hopefully I get to do it again this year.
How are you handling the business side? I mean, you've been through this before, but now you're going to camp without a deal. I know you've been in the organization a long time. What's your mindset? Can you put that aside, or are you involved?
Yeah, no, I've put it completely aside. I mean, for me right now, it's just focusing on how I'm going to make this team better and winning, honestly. I'm going to say the same thing over again if there's any more questions about it. But I mean, it's eventually things are going to come to fruition. And for me, it's just being the best leader, the best captain, going to try to be, that 200-foot guy that you can rely on every single night. And I'm going to do it for my teammates and, for the organization, for the city. I'm a Vancouver Canuck, and I can't wait to get this year started.
You've had more than 24 right wingers in your career. Do you have any idea who might be on your right side?
I
a lot of new guys in camp.
I quit guessing, guys. I don't think it's going to really matter. We have such a depth, a lot of good depth up front, and I'm excited about it. I mean, whoever I get to play with, and whoever Bruce decides to put with me, I'm going to try to make him better, and I'm sure he's going to try to make me better, and going to try to play the best of abilities to help our team win.
Are you excited to hopefully find some consistent line mates that you can perhaps develop some chemistry with?
Yeah, I mean, you look at all the best teams in the league, or all the best lines in the league. They're together a lot, and obviously lines break up every once in a while, but they always seem to come back together, and they always seem to stick together. And I mean, you see it in the playoffs; they don't change much. You see it in the regular season. The best lines, like I said, they don't change much. So to have consistency, to have trust in your line mates, I think is a big part of being successful in this league.
You guys played so well under Bruce. I'm curious how you view this hockey team in a full year of Bruce, starting Bruce and Cat at getting the season started, because I think there's a team that can grind to make the playoffs, but then there's also a playoff team. How do you see this team shaping?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to see ourselves as a playoff team. It's anything less than that, I think we failed. I mean, honestly, you want to make the playoffs. I believe in our group. I believe that we have a playoff team here. And again, all the pieces that we added, I really believe in this group. I believe obviously we have unbelievable goaltending. Our D core is solid, and obviously our forwards are really good. So, I mean, I'm excited about this year.